To Janet Teaches DRU Yoga. What I want to do in this video is introduce you to some of the preparation stretches that you need to do before you go into the postures. If you go straight for the postures without having done the preparations, then you're in danger of perhaps doing some damage. You want to get the muscles in the correct place to be stretched in the right way so that they're ready to allow you to go into the postures much more easily. So, areas that we feel general tension, which are good to work out before you do any exercise. So I'm going to start, as always, feet hip width apart. So remember, heel to instep, swivel those toes back. So straight down. Remember those hip bones straight down to your feet. Okay, nice and soft in the knees. Tummy in, tailbone under. Always automatically go into your mountain posture. So remember, you've got those pockets on your back, lift and roll and drop in, lift and roll and drop in. So you're lifted, and then imagine your golden thread just stretching you further. So you've got that lovely, but keep the knees soft, and then really want you to keep the arms soft. I catch people kind of holding on. That then is creating this circle of tension, release. They're about releasing. So the first thing we're going to do is some neck movements. We get a lot of tension around this area. Those of you that suffer from tension headaches, you know how it goes up into your head. So let's remove the tension in the first place from the source here. So again, those arms loose, that chest lifted, that lovely position. Breathe in. Remember, you're always breathing in and out through your nose. And then on your breath out, gently turn and look over your shoulder. So you're getting the twist, and you're looking over the shoulder. You're breathing in, you come back to the center. That really important word, gently. Breathe out, go the other way. Now you'll probably find you can go further on one side than you can on the other. That is perfectly normal and okay. That's why we do everything on both sides in both directions, so that we're creating balance. Now do remember, you turn your breath into the middle before you breathe out the other way. And it's the neck that's turning, it's not the body. Body, shoulders facing forward, head to the side. That breath into the middle and breath out the other way. And draw yourself back to the center. So we've worked the sides of the neck. Now we're going to work the back of the neck, because that spine goes right up into the neck, creates the neck. So that needs some work. So I'm going to do this sideways. So I'll get my position again. Breathe in. Take your head back a little way. Don't be back here, just a little tip. And then on your breath out, come forwards. And then roll up your neck, like there's a little ball that you're gripping onto. So you come forwards, you roll up. Keep that looseness in the arms. And then just complete the one you're on. So it's gentle, it's wave-like movement on the back of your neck. Now we're going to work the sides. So you breathe in, again, you're in your good position. On your breath out, just let your ear come down towards your shoulder. Breathe in, back to the center. Breathe out the other way. So always again, the breath into the center and release. Bring up, releasing on the breath out. Now what you're not doing is this kind of thing. Okay, you're not taking it down. Your shoulders stay level, and the neck is getting the stretch here, and you get a nice relax here. Breath into the middle. Breath out the other way. And you're not turning and looking either. You're dipping the ear down to the shoulder. And we'll do one more each way. Again, you'll find it easier on one side than the other. And then back to the center. Lovely. Another area we get tension are these shoulders. So to work the shoulders, take your feet shoulder width apart. So hip bones are here, shoulders are out here, so in line with your shoulders. Okay, if you're in hip width, you're stepping to the side slightly. That's going to balance you out. We're working the shoulders, we want the balance down below. So always keep abs in, tummy under, because you're going to be lifting and that starts to work the back muscles, so you need the support here. So first of all, just link your fingers and just stretch away. Now you're not lurching forwards, that's not it. It's shoulders nicely back, breath in, and you breath out, extend. Keep the abs on, and then each breath out, just imagine that breath extending along your arms, just taking them a little bit further, feeling it stretched from the shoulders right through. Keep the shoulders down, keep the shoulders relaxed. Then you can bring them above the head. Now, if you've got high blood pressure, keep your arms a bit lower. Otherwise, again, keeping the shoulders soft, breath in and breath out, just stretch. Let that breath extend those arms a bit further. Don't overstretch it. You know, it's a gentle. Each breath out is just a little bit further, just extending through the arms. Lovely. Just enjoy that stretch. And then bring them down. Now link your fingers behind you. Now you're not leaving them hanging here, you're pulling back, okay? So it's breath in and then on that breath out, extend. Really squeezing the shoulders. If I show you the back, really, really squeezing your shoulder blades together. Okay. This is just wonderful if you've been perhaps sat at a desk all day, or if you're working from home, or if you've been sat in a car, if you do a lot of travelling, been doing the gardening, feeling that tightness in your shoulders. Oh, this is so lovely. And each breath out, just again, a little bit further, opening up those shoulders. And then on your next breath out, just loosen, let the arms be loose. So we've worked the neck, we've worked the shoulders, okay. So another one you can do whilst standing, looking these legs. This is one that if you look at it, you think, well, they're not doing much. You'll feel it. So I want you to take a good stride, okay? Now your body's in the middle, the legs either side, so you're not having the weight, you're in the middle, nice strong legs. Now bend that front knee. Now you can see there, the knee is directly above the ankle. Do look at it and check, because if you look at it downwards, you won't be able to see. So you could be either here, or quite often people are more of a loose one. You want a proper bend. It should be a really straight line. So make sure both feet facing in the same direction, that turn of the back foot. And then tummy in, tailbone under, and just let the arms be loose. If you need to, you can just put them on your waist to give yourself a bit of balance. Push that weight into that back leg and you'll start to feel the stretch through the back leg. Okay. And always use your breath. So if it's feeling a bit tight somewhere, breath in. When you do the breath out, imagine the breath going through that muscle and relaxing it. Good. Now you're going to bring this back leg forwards about halfway. Again, square. Dip both knees this time, but keep that body centre. It's not stick bum out time. Look at that straight back. The knees are dipped, the abs are in, and then facing forwards. Now you're feeling this on your ankles, your knees, your calves, your thighs. It's working you. Again, use that breath out to release through any muscles that need it. Keep those arms loose or just lightly on the waist. And then just gently draw yourself up and give the legs a good shake. Okay, give them a rub if you need to, and always look after them. You're doing it again on the other side. So good, and it is a good stride forward. That is not a good stride forward, because remember you're going to be coming back, so you need space to do that. So again, bend that front knee, get that direct line, knee above ankle. Push back into that back heel, get the stretch in the back of that leg. Square hips, loose arms. Just let the shoulders be soft. And again, just enjoy the stretch, really feeling it in the back leg particularly. Breath out, release through the muscle that needs to relax. And then bring this back leg about halfway forward. Nice straight back, dip the knees. Good. Just connect. It's always nice sometimes to close your eyes in yoga and just feel through the body. And then gently draw yourself up, give those legs a shake, give them a rub, whatever you need to do. Okay. Now, a really lovely stretch that a lot of my students like to use, something called the tabletop dog stretch. And it's a preparation stretch for the dog position, but it's also a really good stretch for your back. So you need something to hold on to. Ideally, you could do with a partner. If not, you're just going to put a bit more into it. So you're going to grip onto something about kitchen worktop height. I'm actually holding a bookcase. So you step back. Now it's not doing this. You want the legs square and you push away. So you've got a back that's as flat as a tabletop that you can eat your dinner off. Now if you've got a partner, they want to be holding your hips and pulling you back a bit further, giving you that extra stretch. So push your bottom away, get that stretch through your back. Make sure if somebody's holding you, you have got that grip, because you don't want them pulling you away. Be well gripped. Each breath out, just push that back a little bit further. Push the bottom away. And then to come up, dip your knees, walk yourself forwards, unroll yourself. Okay. So say if you've got a partner who can pull the hips back foot and you're pulling the hip bones, you're not grabbing the waist or anything, it's the hip bones. Now get into the habit of doing something like that, because through the day your back gets in different positions that it really could do, you know, your discs are starting to flatten. So, you know, make it part of your morning routine. Put the kettle on, do your stretch, make your cup of tea. Do something like that. And also at night sometimes, sort of the end of the working day, to extend the spine. So a lovely one to do, for just great if you're pregnant particularly, with any kind of back condition. And sometimes people say, oh, well, I can feel it in my shoulders. Yeah, well, your shoulders are part of your back. So anywhere there is your back. So don't just think of it as perhaps lower back. Okay, so those are a lot of stretches you can do while standing. So we're now going to come down onto the floor and do some stretching on the floor. So bringing yourself down. I'm just going to straighten my mat a little bit. Now we're going to do one called the butterfly. Now the butterfly is going to open up those hips, okay? And it's one you can do at home, just sat watching the TV or reading a book. So the first thing I want you to do, I'm going to do it sideways first of all, is up on your sitting bones. Really lift yourself up. Pull the flesh out from your bottom, okay? Then you're going to bring the soles of your feet together. Draw them in Link your fingers, slide underneath. Now I want those shoulders down, that chin nice and steady. Now I'm going to turn myself because I'm hitting the wall here. So I've come up on the sitting bones, pulled the flesh out from the bottom. That gives me that flat base and a straight back. Balls of the feet, link your fingers underneath, and then just release down and see how far the knees will go today. Now you're breathing. Do be conscious of your breathing on this one. Breath in, as always, through the nose. The breath out, imagine the breath travelling from the inside out, gently releasing those knees down. And again, a lovely one to do just with your eyes closed. You can just sit in this position. This is one of my working towards because I want to get myself lower down. But I've come a long way because a number of years ago I broke my back and I was like that. So I've come a long way down. Okay. And just depending on what you've been doing in recent days will depend. You can have a day where you're more up here, a day where you're further down. I find people who come to me, perhaps never done yoga before, and they get straight down and they'll say, oh yeah, I always sit like this. Form the habit. That breath out. And this is really good for indigestion. So if you've overindulged, or you're struggling with indigestion or heartburn, this is the one to do. Make sure you keep that chin steady, don't be dipping down. Shoulders down. Now gently release. To come up, pop your hands underneath your knees and draw them back in. Give them a good rub. Give them a little bit of a loosen up. Shake the ankles, just really nice. Lovely. Now another one that's good for opening up the hip adductor. So you're going to be in a squat. Now you want your feet hip width apart. Now the way you can measure that, if you just want to sit back, is heels, thumb like that, 2 fists will neatly fit between your feet. Now it's fingertips either side of your knee. Now not out here, bring them back. That means you're nice and lifted in the chest. You take this leg out to the side, and really important, be on your heel and pull the toes in. So it's not out here, pulling in. And you want, make sure you've got that nice right angle. So you've opened up the hips and you'll be feeling the stretch along the back of this leg. Now, if that's too much for you, you can adjust it. So you can come down and sit back on your heel. Still have those toes pulled in, still have that lift. If you need to, you can support yourself. The other way you can do it is to come up on your knee, and again, still. Now, I'll show you both of those sideways on. If you are doing this one, those toes are flat at the back. Because if your toes are up, you're flowing yourself forwards. So you want that lovely lift, the chest, beautiful. If you're doing the one where you sat back on the heel, I'm trying to think of a way to demonstrate this. You are sat back on the heel. You're not sitting on the floor with your leg like that. You sat back on the heel. And still get that width. Remember? So coming back to the main one. So do try and bring the fingertips back. You're not down here. Come back. Wherever you are, have on that heel, pulling those toes in. Remember to use your breath out to release through any muscles that need it. And then bring it in. And do the same on the other side in whichever way best suits you. Another way you can do this, if you want, you can have blocks underneath you if you need it. You can even go and have a chair underneath you. So I'll show you with a chair. Oops. Okay. So I'd have the chair in front of me, have my hands balancing on the chair. If I show you that sideways, if you've got a wooden floor, make sure particularly that you've got the chair on the mat so that the chair doesn't slip. Okay, so you would be doing it like that. So you have got options depending on your flexibility. Okay, and then bring your leg back in. Okay, and we're just going to bring the legs out in front, give them a shake, give them a loosen up, shake your feet, give them a rub, whatever they need. Okay, so that was working the hips in particular. Now we're going to work the backs of the legs in particular. Okay, so a couple of ways of doing this. You can do it flat on your back, have one leg straight and one knee bent. Now pull these abs in, lift your knee, link your fingers in front of the knee, pull it back, so you're really pushing your back into the floor, so you're getting rid of the gap. So really pulling in. Now with your straight leg, push your heel away, engage your abs, breathe in, and then gently lift that straight leg slightly off the floor. You're pushing that heel away, so you're feeling the stretch in the back of the leg, and you're working the back, so you're strengthening the back. Count of 10, and then you gently lower. You breathe in, you engage the abs, you lift, push the heel away, count of 10. Gently lower. Now, you're going to do 10 of those on each side, lifting 10 each time. If you find that too much at first, do 5. So 5 lifts, holding for a count of 5, and then on the other side, 5 lifts, holding for a count of 5. So do it in a way that best suits you. Okay? So you keep the abs in, you're lifting, you're pushing the heel away, and you're just holding it. But don't take the leg too high, it has to stay low, and that way it works your back more. If you take it too high, you're not doing enough work on the back. Just going to do a couple on the other side, because I'll stretch one side. Okay, so that's why we always do the same amount on both sides to keep that balance. Now another one you can do, which is strengthening the insides of the legs and working the hips a bit and the back a bit. It's a bit of everything in this one. You're going to lie on your side. Now for this you want a cushion or a folded up blanket. Okay, because if you I'll do it without first of all. If you lie down, then your head is dipping. So we want to lift the head so that you're keeping your spine straight. Now you want your knees, come back a bit so you can see me, into a right angle. So look at your legs and check them. That is not a right angle, that is not a right angle. Straight out in front, straight down. Have your arms just soft in front, they're not going to be doing anything other than just resting. Breathe in, engage your abs, and then just again that slight lift, keeping the leg level, don't be sticking it up here, and just look and check, get to know your own body. Okay. Again, count of 10 if you can manage it, if not a count of 5, and then you gently lower. So if you're doing it in 5s, you do 5 lifts. If you're doing it in 10s, you give it 10 lifts. Once you've done that, swap over and do the other side. You can roll over, I can't because I've got to walk the way. So again, and always remember to get your adjustment. That's nice right angle, arms just resting, Breath in, engage abs, lift. Keep the legs steady. Always push up sideways. Remember to protect your back when you come up. Now, having worked those, you've worked your legs, but you've also worked your back. So a nice counter pose. You can do it after each of those or at the end when you've done both if you feel you need to. Come back, give your knees a hug. And then again, do that push into the floor. Give yourself a nice rock from side to side. Now you're relaxing the muscles you've just stretched and you give yourself a really nice back massage at the same time. Another one you can do that's similar to that is pop the hands on the knees and circle round. Again, you would do the same number, so I'll do 3, I think, and then you'd go 3 the other way. Always creating this balance. Again, it relaxes the muscles and it gives you a nice back massage. So you bring the feet down, roll onto one side, push yourself up. So you've stretched and then you've relaxed. You always do that counter pose. Okay. So another one that is nice to do, which is an opening up of the hips and strengthening of the back, is the piriformis stretch. Just do that. So with this one, we're going to do it in 2 sections. So I want you to be flat on your back, because a lot of what we do in DRU Yoga is in stages. So this is one where we'll do 2 stages. Breathe in, engage your abs, lift your knees, cross the knees, bring your hands behind both knees, link your fingers and pull those pull those knees in towards you. You might need to adjust. I have just to get your shoulders flatter, get your head comfortable. And you're pulling in, so you start to feel the stretch, particularly here. Again, use your breath out, release through the muscle. Now gently release the fingers, leave your hand holding this thigh, and then just slide so that you end up as near as you can with your ankle resting on your knee. Still holding this one firm. Bring your hand through the gap in the legs, link your fingers around that thigh, and then pull in. Again, adjust, get your shoulders down, back nice and flat into the floor, and you'll feel the stretch even more. Use the breath out to relax through the muscle. When you're ready, you gently release. Bring the knees back to bent. Take the knee across the other way. Link the fingers around the back of the knees. Pull in. Those shoulders down, that back flat. Start to feel the stretch. Release the fingers, leave this hand holding this thigh at the back. Slide the legs so you end up with as near as you can with the ankle resting on the knee. A bit like a figure 4 shape. Bring the hand through the gap in the legs, link the fingers, pull it in. Get that back down, get those shoulders down. And you will notice a difference from one side to the other. That's perfectly okay. And then bring the knees back to bent. Good one to just give the knees a hug and have that little rock. Now, if you struggle to get hold of your legs, as I point out in the safety video, but I'll show you again now, you can use a strap. So just doing the first part, you can get the strap round there and pull in. So if you can't manage to get your fingers to meet and really pull, use a strap. Same when you do the slide, you can get the strap round there and pull it. So do make use of straps. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to finish off with a relaxation posture, which is a key one and a classic one, which is the child pose. Now, again, people sometimes make the child pose actually into something quite difficult, and you can be in danger of damaging yourself if you don't do it properly. Now, the full thing is to sit back on the heels, palms up behind you on the floor, and you bring your forehead to the floor. Now, not all of you are going to be able to manage that. So if you've got a bit of a tummy or biggish hips or something where you can't actually come down, take your knees a bit wider, okay? So you've got more space to bring the body down. Now, always start off by sitting on the heels. Now, if you can't manage to sit on the heels, pop a cushion underneath, okay? Or 2 cushions if you need to, or 3 cushions. I wouldn't recommend your blocks because they're too hard. So you might need a cushion to support you. And so you can take the knees wider and still come down. Now, it may be that you can't manage to get your forehead down. Now, if you're doing this, all you're doing, you're not relaxing, you're actually putting a heck of a strain on your neck. We don't want that. We want to be supporting. So you come onto your elbows and you support your chin in your hands. That way the back and the neck can completely relax. If you do something like this, you're actually still putting a strain on your neck because you're not taking any, so it's under the chin. And it is a relaxation pose. So each breath out, release through the back, let it relax. And you would equally come upon, if you find that you have this temptation, oh, I can get my head down, and you've got your bum in the air, you're causing an awful lot of strain on your neck. So again, you would come up and support your head. You can also do this one with your arms extended, what we call the extended child. You'd always push up. So lovely one to do, the child, really relaxes and opens up the back. So always use these postures, these stretches. Some are postures, some are stretches. They're all doing the same thing. They're preparation for what you're going to do as the main postures and sequences. So you've got the activation videos, so have a look at those, do some activation, then use this video, do the stretches appropriate to what you need before going on to do any poses or stretches. In a full class, which you can purchase separately, then you would do activation, we'd do the stretches, the ones appropriate for what I'm doing today, then the postures, any sequences, and the relaxations at the end. So you'll find all those sections in these taster videos on the free channel. If you want the full class, then you need to contact me with the contact details to book onto the classes, either live via Zoom or on here, so that you can access them at any time. So thank you very much. Enjoy. Namaste.